Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country from the blue-collar professor. He teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to it. It is the Wednesday edition of the program. We have ourselves a general election. We've got us two candidates that are vying for president of the United States, and it is said and done. Before we get into it, I owe some of you an apology. Those of you that were expecting a program for us Monday and Tuesday, I fell ill. I'm sure you can still hear it in my voice. You will hear me drag on the water bottle as the day continues, and that's just trying to keep me from a coughing episode, because whatever it is has got a hold of me something fierce. So if you're expecting a program, I apologize. It just was not physically possible Monday and Tuesday. But I'm up and at 'em, and it was time to get back behind the microphone today. If you would like to connect with the program, you can do so a couple of ways. We're on the web, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com. You can email me anytime you would like, gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com. And then we're on Twitter @TheGMShow. You can follow us. You can tweet at us, whatever you would like. So Hillary and the Don, that is what this country is looking at now. And I've already heard it. Now that it's final, now that it's real, there are a lot of conservatives out there that are left shaking their heads. There are a lot of socialists out there shaking their heads, to be honest with you. But Bernie's not giving up, not yet. He's holding on to this thing, and I want to unpack all of that. But before we do, I want to go back to Sunday night. Sunday night, the AP rolled out, the New York Times ran with it, that because of the vote in Puerto Rico, that Hillary had locked up the Democratic nomination. They reported that. They put it on the wire, and it wasn't true, because it was misleading. Let me not say it wasn't true. It was misleading because of the superdelegate issue, right? Those superdelegates may count toward the total, and the total needed on the left is 2383. It did propel her over that 2383 if you count the 574 superdelegates that claim they are voting for her. But she definitely didn't have the regular delegate count, and the Bernie camp and those that are supporting Bernie and those that wanted Bernie to win, even if they weren't supporting her, were saying, hold on a second, wait, you can't. How many votes did this suppress? Because right now, as it's Wednesday mid-afternoon, California's too close to call still. It's too close to call. And so everybody's just up in arms that the media would do this, that they would call a race, and maybe Bernie supporters heard this out on the West Coast or different places and said, you know what? My vote's not going to count. I'm staying home. This isn't the first time this has happened. It's definitely not the first time it's happened where the media makes a mistake, calls a race, or even a candidate concedes. Do you remember Carter in 80? All of that happens, and maybe voters stay at home. I just don't see how the press can claim to be objective. I don't see how the press can claim to be down the middle and straight shooting and pull numbers like this. I don't understand how they can go out there and do things like this. I don't understand how they can attack Donald Trump the way they do and then let Hillary Clinton just walk down the aisle scot-free. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. But Marco Rubio was 100% right. The media is Hillary Clinton's super PAC. That's what it is. They are liberals. We've known that from the start. They are leftists. They hate everything conservative. They hate everything of the Constitution, except that First Amendment. And they seem to think that First Amendment is a license to where they can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And it's true to a degree, but there are ethical standards they seem to have forgotten completely. absolutely forgotten. And it's not that they never knew, because these liberal academic institutions have to teach ethics, right? Maybe not. I don't know. So last night comes and goes. Sanders wins Montana, picks up one delegate over Clinton, 11-10. New Mexico, Clinton wins. South Dakota, Clinton wins. Puerto Rico, Clinton won. That was last Saturday. North Dakota, Sanders wins. New Jersey, Clinton wins. And California has been called. Clinton won California. So we talked about this a little last week. Why is Bernie Sanders still around? Does it not appear that he's pulling a John Kasich? We've heard this term a lot, no viable path to the candidacy. Is that not where Bernie Sanders is? Is he pulling a John Kasich here? Is he sticking around just to get him some more Bernie Sanders? Or maybe he believes he's changing the world. Maybe he believes that this is the first step and he's the fall guy for the socialist movement. That he's the guy that brought all the true socialists out of the woods and built this thing up. Well, all of that may be true, but here's why Bernie Sanders is sticking around. All the talk about this election on the left from the jump has been about how it's rigged, even for me. And I believe it to be true. I believe the left is rigged. Well, how can you say that, Gavin? We've explained it numerous times here on the program. It's all about these superdelegates. These superdelegates are people in elected positions, whether they're governors, senators, whatever the case may be, that belong to the Democratic Party, that have a vote, and their vote counts as one delegate. And they can vote however they want to. They're not bound by any rules. They're not constrained by popular vote. None of that. And there's a significant number of those out there. Now, if you remove the superdelegate count, you begin to understand why Bernie Sanders might be sticking around. Bernie Sanders is sticking around because the magic number to win the nomination is 2383. Without the superdelegates, Hillary Clinton has 2199. Bernie Sanders has 1827. Now, neither one of those is enough to achieve the nomination in and of itself. And Bernie Sanders has made it no secret that his angle here is to get to convention and target superdelegates. He believes that whether it's through a rules change or just the good old-fashioned process of whipping votes, that he can convince or force these superdelegates that they need to change their allegiance to him. They need to follow the people that elected them. Now, had Bernie gone into the convention with the majority of awarded delegates, majority of these bound delegates, not the superdelegates, the regular delegates, this might have been a more viable option. This might have become more real for Bernie. As it stands now, I just don't see how this plays out. I think Bernie's living in a dream world, the same dream world where socialism actually works, the same dream world to where socialism, playing Robin Hood, is a good thing for everybody, and the person handing out what they've collected doesn't get greedy. But with all of that said, there was bigger news last night than just the left locking up their nomination. There was actually historical news. For the first time in the history of this country, there is a woman that has been nominated as one of the major parties' presidential candidate. And this is a big deal. Forget who it is and forget the fact that it's the left. This isn't a bad thing. This is a good thing. It proves, just like Barack Obama did, regardless of your race and now regardless of your gender, that you can become president of the United States, whether you grow up as a minority in the inner city or you grow up a female out in the country. It doesn't matter anymore. We've proven that. We've proven that we as a society, we as a collective in this country are past that. And that's a great thing. I can now look my niece in the eye and tell her, if you want to be president, you can. And we have proof. Now, I will admit, it hurts my heart more than a little bit that the one that broke this barrier, the one that achieved this status, the one that is going to go down in history is Hillary Clinton. A lying, thieving, The list goes on and on. I don't want to. We know who she is. We know what she is. We know what she's about. And it saddens me that that's the person that broke through the ceiling. That's the individual that's name is going down in the history books. And for that reason alone, if for no other reason, I very much hope we have a woman president soon so that her name is forgotten. That she will only go down as the worst Secretary of State in the history of the world and nothing else. It saddens me that that's the case. But last night was a historic night for that reason right there. And it's, I don't know, is it a lack of options? I think it is. You're either voting socialist or you're voting criminal. And a lot of people say, well, all politicians are criminals, so we're going that route. We can't be socialist. Even those nut jobs over here on the left can't go socialist. We're crazy, but we're not that crazy. The other news last night out of this thing is that Donald Trump not only officially clinched the nomination with pledged delegates, and that's an important number. Much the way Hillary Clinton has achieved the nomination with the superdelegates, Donald Trump has done it with pledged delegates, meaning those unbound delegates that are floating out there that are equivalent to the superdelegates on the left. He doesn't need those. So he has officially locked this thing up. It is done. And the interesting news out of this is that he now has 1,536 delegates to his count. Now, in April, they came out and his campaign said, hey, we think we're going to reach 1,400 delegates here. And everybody, including me, I will raise my hand, said that is nuts. There is no way you're going to get to 1,400. Not the way it is. Not with the field as saturated as it is. It's just not going to happen. It can't happen. It's impossible. But he did it. He also broke the Republican primary record by 1.4 million votes. And following the New York primary just a few months ago, the one where he unloaded on everybody, at that point, he had 2 million more votes than Mitt Romney did in all of 2012. While we have Hillary Clinton on the left being the first woman nominee ever between the two big parties in the country, I think something needs to be said for Donald Trump here. I think somebody needs to pat Donald Trump on the back and say, hey, that's impressive, because it is. He came out of nowhere, announced that he was going to run, entered a field with, 17 candidates? Navigated his way through that successfully, and then managed to score more votes and more delegates than anybody thought was possible, and more votes than anybody had. I mean, the fact that he had 2 million more votes than Mitt Romney did all of 2012, about halfway through the primary season, tells you all you need to know. He's done something special, and Donald Trump should be commended for that. The same way Hillary Clinton should be commended for being the first woman nominee. Now, I very much hope that this is the end of Hillary Clinton, and this is all we see, but that's going to be up to the voters. And unfortunately, Donald Trump opening his mouth every chance he gets isn't helping the cause. Let's talk about that and Trump University coming up next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chair chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So Donald Trump's in the middle of this lawsuit over Trump University, and I'm sure you've heard about it, but if you haven't, let me bring you up to speed. He launches this university to teach people how to work in real estate, how to make money off real estate. And there were some claims made that he was supposed to have handpicked the professors that taught this 3, 4, 5, 10-day course, whatever it was. And that these were going to be people that were higher up, and they were going to teach them the magic trick to unlock this box. That was the whole deal. That's what this was about. So these people show up, they go through the course, and they fill out these report cards, basically feedback forms. And over 98% of them said, yeah, it was great. Well, a couple of them brought suit saying, man, look, we got ripped off. We got cheated here. We didn't get what we paid for. We want our money back. Well, Donald Trump didn't give them their money back. There was a money back policy, and apparently the policy was you can have your money back 3 days after you register, all the way up to the point of the first day of class. Once the first day of class is over, no refunds. You got to decide then. You can't come get the information and then leave. Now, the merits of this thing, that's why we have a court system, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we have a system that adjudicates these things. We don't know all the facts. We don't know whether these people are telling the truth. We don't know what proof they have yet, unless the media happens to leak it. But we never get a full story. At no point in time do we get a full story. That's why we have courts of law. And so I don't want to comment on that. What I want to comment on is the fact that Donald Trump has come out with his guns a-blazing, criticizing the judge residing over this case in Southern California. Judge Gonzalo Creel is a Mexican-American. His parents immigrated legally, and that's important, from Mexico to Indiana. The judge was born here. He's an American citizen through and through, but there have been some questionable decisions made in this case, at least as far as Trump is concerned, that leaves Trump scratching his head. Well, hold on. There's got to be something going on here. So Trump has come out and said, look, this judge should recuse himself. And everybody's like, well, hold on, man. What do you mean he should recuse himself? He obviously has a conflict of interest. I am running for president of the United States, and I have said we have to build a wall to keep illegal immigrants out. He's of Mexican descent. That's a conflict of interest. And everybody, including Newt Gingrich, who everybody believes is going to be his VP pick, came out and said, whoa, you can't do that. Of course, Paul Ryan stepped up to the mic because this is an opportunity for him to get a little FaceTime, right? Mitch McConnell comes out of nowhere, says his piece. Everybody that's been anti-Trump anywhere along the way, and even those that haven't, stood up and said, you can't say that. You can say a lot of things, but that's not one of them, guy. You can't say that because he is Mexican-American that he's not doing his job, and his job is to be impartial. You just, my goodness, what a mistake. This is one of the worst mistakes Trump has made. I think it's inexcusable. That's from Newt Gingrich. What you don't know is the rest of the story. And if that's where it stopped, I would agree with you 110%. I would say, yeah, you know what? Bad move, Donald Trump. That is racist. Not going to lie. To assume that someone can't do their job because they're Mexican-American, that's a problem. It goes deeper than that. I told you about Gonzalo Cartel, his parents being immigrants, legal immigrants, coming to the United States. He's also a member of La Raza Lawyers. This is an organization with the stated mission, quote, to promote the interest of Latino communities throughout the state. Well, now things get interesting, don't they? Now we have a guy who is an advocate for Mexican Americans, which still isn't a problem. But where is that line drawn? Now all of a sudden it becomes a fair question, doesn't it? Now that you know that little piece, now let's tack on a little more. Judge Creel is an Obama nominee. He was nominated by Barack Obama to sit in the Southern District of California. Now, when you add all of this up, maybe Donald Trump has something, no? Maybe this makes a little sense at this point that this guy isn't going to treat Donald Trump fairly. Now, I'm going to say this as loudly as I can. I do not know Judge Creel. I didn't even know his name until all of this came about. Had no idea who he was, where he was from, what he was about, none of that. And he very well may be the most unbiased judge that has ever sat on the bench. He may be so far above reproach that none of it matters. But when you have a case that's this high profile, When you have a case that has this many moving parts, when you have a case that has the spotlight on it like this does, why not just step down and recuse yourself? Why not just make sure that there is absolutely nothing that can come back to compromise the verdict? Because what we need, just like in the Clinton email scandal, we need the truth, and we need it pretty quickly. We need it before November. Because if this man is capable of cheating everyday Americans, and this man is willing to cheat everyday Americans, I need to know that about my president. I need to know that his interest really isn't in me, that his interest is in his pocketbook and only his pocketbook. Same thing with Hillary Clinton. I need to know that her interest is in protecting these United States of America and the people here. I need to know that her interests are lining her pockets, making sure that she's positioning herself to be better off in the future, making these alliances so she can get paid off. And so if there is any hint of a bias, just pull the ripcord and get out of there. Let somebody else take it over. And everybody that has commented on this, even Hillary Clinton's come out and said, oh my gosh, that is so far out there. You couldn't possibly say that. To criticize these judges, to say that they're not above reproach, that they would carry a bias. Let me tell you something. Wasn't it Sotomayor that came in and said, look, yes, race does play a factor. Race is a way we interpret the world because of the way we were treated, the culture we were brought up in. All of that. This is a Supreme Court justice saying this, not me, a Supreme Court justice saying it does matter. You try hard to be unbiased, but you can never leave those filters completely behind. And that's true. As much as we would like to say that that's not true, never me. I would never be like, it's true. We've all had a racist thought here and there. We've all had a racist feeling here and there. It is what it is. You overcome, you adapt, and you move on down the road. You don't act on it. You don't speak out loud on it. But you can't say, if you're honest and objective sitting there, that race doesn't play a role in what we do. It does. What we need to do is stop acting out on race. It needs to become a non-factor. We need to quit blaming race for everything because 99% of the time it has nothing to do with race. But my point is with this. If this has a chance to compromise everything that's going on in there, everything that's going on with the case, the potential outcome of the case, why not just recuse yourself, send it over to the next district court, and move on down the road? What's in it for you to stick around? Do you not want to appear bullied by the Don? You're a lifetime appointee. No one can take your job from you. Who cares if it appears that you were bullied? Now, short of planting your heels and refusing to get bullied off of the case, those crazy extremist nut jobs out there will say, well, you obviously have an axe to grind. You're obviously carrying out a vendetta here. And so it's a no-win. Why stick around? Your job's not in jeopardy. You want to make sure the case is handled right. You want to make sure it's handled correctly. You want to make sure that this thing is said and done right there. Now, you know they're going to try to appeal it, but if it's handled carefully, that becomes a moot point. If everything's done the way it's supposed to, there are no grounds for appeal. But the very being of this guy being a member of this La Raza, that hints at enough bias to where that might be grounds for an appeal. And we don't need that as a country. I'm all for helping young people. I'm all for being proud of where you're from, but not at the expense of our judicial system. not at the expense of discovering the truth about a presidential candidate. This is me being honest. If I didn't take this stance with Donald Trump, but I took this very stance with Hillary Clinton, I would be a hypocrite just like those nut jobs on the left. I'm being transparent here. I want to know the truth about who I'm voting for. I'm not saying mistakes aren't made. I'm not saying people don't deserve second chances. None of that. I just want all of the information so I can decide which way I'm going to go with this. That's it. It's nothing more. It's nothing less. I just want to know everything so I can begin to move forward. And then I collect all the facts, I throw them in that pool, and I stack them on the scales, and I balance them, and I see where they rate with me. Well, I don't like this, but I like this. That's how we vote, right? And so this is important information to me, and this judge's, whether it's ego, whether it's trying to protect the integrity of the bench, I'm not making any assumptions here as to what his motives are. What I'm saying is there's enough writing on the wall to make this suspicious. Why not just eliminate that? I'm not saying the judge has done anything wrong. Let's just get rid of all appearances of evil. And that's simple. Doesn't mean he's done a bad thing. Doesn't mean that he's a bad guy. Doesn't mean he's a bad judge. Let's just eliminate the question marks and move on down the road. Hey, coming up next, I want to go out to Stanford University, and I want to talk about this swimmer in this rape case. The judge there is in trouble as well. Let's talk about it.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills, and you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy,
Man, I had a rough night's sleep. Ugh, boy, whew, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the Tax Doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the Tax Doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
So out in Stanford, California, a convicted rapist is given 6 months in county jail, probation, and has to register as a sex offender. And people are up in arms, and rightfully so. Before we get into it, I want to remind you, you can find us each and every weekday at 5 p.m. on conservativeradionetwork.com. We're also on K98 Talk, the 405 Media, High Plains Radio, and Sackheads Radio Media. There are others. I got to get with Ron to list them, but do not feel like I am shunning you. We're so grateful to be a part of your offering. And then each and every Saturday night, you can find us on News and Information 570 KLIF here in Dallas. That's 8 p.m. Central Time on Saturday night. That is our live offering. If you are not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can pick it up on KLIF.com. You can also find it on conservativeradionetwork.com and the 405media.com. So special thanks to Ron and John for carrying those. It means the world to us. So out in California, there is a Stanford swimmer, and this guy's good. He's really good. He is an Olympic hopeful. He can cut through that water. You know what I mean? And he went to a party, and he was told that, or it was said that he had told some friends that he was going to hook up with somebody tonight. That was going to happen. One way or the other, he was getting some tonight. On the other side of this story, there was a 23-year-old woman who was there to see a younger sister or a younger friend, one of the two. She didn't go to Stanford. And as opposed to staying at home by herself, she decided to go with her younger friend or sister to this party. She was only in town a couple nights. She wanted to be there, and she went. Apparently, everybody drank way too much. And when we pick this story up, the next thing we know is that this swimmer, Brock Turner, is on campus out behind a dumpster on top of this 23-year-old woman who is unconscious. And two guys driving by on bicycles decide to chase him down, and they tackle him, and they hold him there until the police came. That's about all we know about what happened. But apparently, nowhere in this story does it say she was drugged. So apparently they were that intoxicated that she just drank herself right to sleep. Now, hear me very, very clearly. By no means am I saying that if a young woman drinks herself to the point of passing out, is that a license to sexually assault her? Not even close. Not what I'm saying at all. But once again, we look at these situations. Quit putting yourself in that situation for bad things to happen. Quit drinking that much. That's about all I'm going to say there, because she didn't ask for this. She didn't say, yeah, do whatever you want. None of that happened. She was a victim. She did nothing to bring this on herself. Now, Brock Turner, the swimmer. There are petitions out there online. There are petitions at White House There's one at change.org, I believe, who are calling for the removal of the California judge. And they're claiming that the judge failed to see that Brock Turner is a white male star athlete at a pretentious university, and that does not entitle him to leniency. He also failed to see to send the message that sexual assault is against the law, regardless of social, class, race, gender, and other factors. Those are true. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Crime knows no demographic. Criminals know no demographic. Let me plead my case. How many times have you opened up the tabloid and saw celebrity A caught for shoplifting? They have more money than you and I could ever spend. But they do it anyway. Why? Why do they do that? You hear about these rappers who fight so hard to get off the street and then they're killed in a gang shootout back in their hometown. They had the money to get out. They chose not to. Why? It has nothing to do with age, race, religion, ethnicity, social class. None of that. This has to do with people's thinking. And so I'm kind of disturbed that this situation is brought to light because here's a white, prestigious Stanford swimmer that's it doesn't matter. This guy's a rapist. I believe in second chances. I do wholeheartedly, but I also believe in consequences. He needs to pay the fine, whatever it is, time behind bars and so on. Now, all of that said, I think everybody agrees with me up to this point, and I don't think that's going to deviate. How in the world does a judge give someone who was convicted of rape 6 months behind bars? I don't understand that. This isn't prison time. This is county jail. I don't know that there's a difference, but how is that okay? I don't know. I know there's a lot of things that go into a sentence. There's a punitive piece to it, right? Where you're punished for what you did. There's a rehabilitative piece that goes into it to where we need to turn you around and make you a productive citizen again. And then, of course, there's a political piece, right? Make no mistake about it. Judges are politicians. There's no two ways about it. They can't do something so extreme it would cost them the bench. What appears this guy has. It appears that he looked at the criminal record and took into account who this guy was, and he may have decided, based on all accounts, that this was an anomaly in behavior. And so the rehabilitative part may not have been a factor. The punitive part, he may have, and this is all hypothetical conjecture, he may have said, you know what? I think this guy's really sorry. I don't think he was, but this could have been the thought. And so I'm going to give him the absolute minimum. He's going to have to register as a sex offender the rest of his life, and that's a heavy burden. And so that burden, it seems to be enough for the crime. That may have been the direction he went, but he failed to consider the political point. And the political point is this. You are an elected judge. He just ran unopposed. In fact, he started his new term Tuesday. But this change.org petition has 608,000 signatures. The White House petition has a great amount as well. There's nothing the White House can do. This is a state district judge. The White House can try all they want to. There's nothing they can do. But this judge is in trouble. And my point is this. This has nothing to do with being affluent or not. This has nothing to do with being white or black. Sexual assault is wrong. It is wrong. And if you physically hurt somebody, if you sexually assault another person, the punishment should be steep. Because depending on how you look at it, short of murder, there's not a more heinous crime. And so the punishment should be steep. And I think this judge swung and missed, and it looks like he's going to face the consequences.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Find new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309, 800-398-8309, 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So you heard me say it several times. The Republican Party is over as we know it. It will never be the same. It has been blown up from the inside because of people like Paul Ryan, like John Boehner, like Mitch McConnell, so on and so forth, right? Because of what they have done, the way they have tried to hoodwink us into saying one thing when they're out on the stump and doing another in Washington, and now we're finally hip to their game. Donald Trump came along, ran as a Republican, and won the nomination, and I said it very clearly. the party will never be the same again. There may be a Republican Party, but it won't be the party we have known, we have come to know as the Republican Party. The Republican Party proved my point today. It launched an interactive website, platform.gop. Now, what does platform.gop do? It is for people to share what they would like to see in the party's platform. That document will be drafted and adopted at the convention in July. The leaders of the Republican Party don't even know what they stand for right now. They're having to reach out to us, the voters, to say, hey, what is it we're really all about? What is it that we swear an allegiance to? We're lost. We need your help. So we're going to launch this platform.gop. And we're really going to need some feedback here, guys, just so you know, because we don't know what we're about. We don't know if we're really the party of small government, anti-immigration. We don't know if we're pro-Second Amendment. We don't know if we're pro-choice, religious liberties. We don't know any of that. Fiscal responsibility, should we balance the budget? What is it we're about? This dang GOP. We know we're the opposition party, or supposed to be, even though that hasn't held true. What is it that we're about? So they launched this. And this, folks, tells you all you need to know about the state of the GOP. And this is concerning. This bothers me a great deal going into the general election. The timing bothers me. The fact that Hillary Clinton just locked up the nomination and now it is officially general election time. The timing bothers me a great deal. It signals to the left that we don't know what we're doing over here. And boy, isn't that true? I don't know that that's been any secret, but now we have confirmation. Under the economy tab, users are asked to pick from balancing the budget, home ownership, infrastructure, innovation, jobs, tax reform, and trade. What? Really? We're going to take a little paper survey that people pass out at the mall. We're going to throw it out there, and that's what the opposition party, the party of Reagan and Lincoln, is going to stand for? I thought this was pretty simple. I thought it was pretty understood. I thought it could be broken down to two things. We believe in the Bible and the Constitution, and everything stems from there. We believe in small government. We believe in fiscal responsibility. We believe in protecting our own. We believe in a big military, but only use it when you have to. So on and so forth. I mean, I didn't think it was any secret. I didn't know it was a question. I guess I should have. I guess I should have seen the writing. I did see the writing on the wall. I just didn't know it was this bad. What I feel like, and I don't mean to diminish anybody that's ever fought cancer, but I feel like a doctor that knew we were going in after a tumor, but when we opened it up, it was 10 times the size we thought it was going to be. This is serious. This is, in the words of Donald Trump, this is huge. I hope somebody can get in there and clean this up. I hope somebody can get in there and figure out what the heck is going on. This is absolutely unacceptable. Just to be clear, the GOP today launched a website that said, you know what? We don't know what we're about. We don't know what it is we're supposed to stand for. So we're going to ask you what it is you want. We have lost our way to the degree that we don't know which way is up, and we need your help. Are you kidding me? My goodness. Folks, don't forget, July 4th, Red Nation Rising, Conservative Radio Network tag up, hashtag Red Nation Rising. But until tomorrow, for Ron Phillips, I am Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. I'll see you tomorrow.